Hello friends, today I'll be making a video on Colreg Part B Section 1 Rule 10 Traffic Separation Scheme. I'll be giving a very interesting trick to remember rule number 10 and to remember how many points are there in sequence. So let's get started. So rule number 10 Traffic Separation Scheme has 12 points, and many a times the surveyor will ask you this question to either quote this rule or tell in your own words all the 12 points. So here is a story for you that will help you remember rule number 10. So first of all, in rule number 10, there are 12 points, but out of 12 points, 10 are important. And the last two are kind of unimportant for you. So I'll tell you why. So here are the last 2 points, K and L, which basically says that a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver when engaged in the maintenance of safety of navigation in TSS or laying, servicing or picking up of submarine cables within the traffic separation scheme. So these two kind of ram vessels are exempted from complying with this rule to the extent necessary to carry out the operation. So now you understand that 11th and 12th point is basically exemption for the ram vessels, and ram vessels when they are engaged in operation that is requested by shore. Thus, I personally feel that these 2 points are highly unimportant for navigators because in any case, whether I encounter a ram vessel or a power driven vessel, I will be, focusing on my safe navigation. So the other vessel is exempted, it doesn't really matter to me. So now last 2 points are clear that after you finish your first 10 points, these 2 points will be the last in the series. And there is a reason I have separated these 2 points because now you have 10 points which you need to remember. These 2 points you'll automatically remember, and this is rule number 10. So 10 equals 10. So now you know that there are 10 in the series of the story. Okay, now imagine there is a ship which is now heading towards Singapore Strait, and this ship has a new third mate who has never been to Singapore Strait, and the captain wanted to find out how much does he actually know. Now here is a third mate with no judgment that he cleared the exam long ago but could not find a job in this line for maybe 2-3 years, and now he does not remember the rules very well. And when the captain asked him, okay, third mate, do you know how to navigate in the Singapore Strait? Have you had any experience? He says, no, sir. And he says he finished his sea time working in a coastal vessel for a very long time. Thus, he does not have any experience of Singapore Strait. So the captain says, okay, no problem. You just need to follow the rules. Rule number 10. And he says, okay, sir, I know there's a rule number 10 traffic separation scheme, but I don't really understand it very well. But this captain was cool. So he says, okay, let's start with the ABCD. Point number A, you have to follow all the rules that you know. So crossing situation, head-on situation, any situation you need to follow. That is point number A. Okay, so here it is, coding starting from ABC. That means the first point is this rule applies to traffic separation scheme adopted by the organization and does not relieve any vessel of her obligation under any other rule. So the point A, that means starting from the scratch, you need to know that you are not relieved of your obligation under any other rule. So the third mate was very confused. Sir, are you sure? Because if I'm following the lane, if somebody is coming in the wrong direction, isn't he contravening TSS, the rule number 10? Then captain explains, we do not really care what the other person is doing. What we supposed to know is we are not relieved of our obligation under any other rule. So if somehow there is a crossing situation or a head-on situation, you take action as per the required rules. Then the third mate is happy that now he knows something about the rules. Then he asks, okay sir, what is the next point? Then he says, next point is baby step. There are 3 things that you need to know about TSS when you're using it. You need to proceed in the appropriate lane, which is very, very logical that if you're going into TSS, use the lane that you need to use. And there are margins, separation lines, separation zones. These separation lines and zones are like line of control at the border. So you do not enter these unless it's very impractical or unsafe for you to stay within the lane. And the third most logical thing you'll do is when you're joining or leaving, do it when the lane is finishing. However, if you need to join the lane from somewhere in the middle, then you do it at as small an angle to the general direction of traffic flow as practicable. And the third mate says, "Sir, I don't really understand what you mean." Then the captain draws it on the Singapore Strait, the course when you are departing from the pilot station and you need to join the TSS. This is how you'll join. As small as possible, the angle should be to the general direction of traffic flow. And this captain is heading west. Then the third mate is happy. Then he says, "Okay, sir, any other point I need to consider?" Then he says, "Yes." Next is C. C for cat. Have you ever seen a cat crossing the lane? How does she do that? Does she roam around like a dog, somewhere moving forward and along parallel to the road and then going on the side and then reaching the side? No, sir. Cat always goes at a 90-degree. It will just go straight without bothering much of traffic. He says exactly. This is point number C. C for cat means move like a cat. A vessel shall, so far as practicable, avoid crossing the traffic lane. So you know that there are so many cats. How often do you see a cat crossing a lane? But then, if she is obliged to do so, she shall cross at a heading as nearly as practicable at right angle to the general direction of traffic flow. So you see now a cat moves 90-degree to the road. That's how you're going to cross if you need to. And then there is point D. D for dog. What does the dog do? If you enter its territory, it will bark you away. So that's exactly what they're doing here. There are 2 points to it. 1. A vessel shall not use the inshore traffic zone when she can safely use the appropriate traffic lane within the adjacent traffic separation scheme. However, vessel of less than 20 meters in length, sailing vessel and vessel engaged in fishing may use the inshore traffic zone. So then captain explains, see, inshore area is like a territory to the coastal state. They have their own operations going on. They do not want unnecessary traffic in the inshore zone. So they have created this rule that if you can safely navigate within the traffic separation scheme, please do not come inside our zone, which is understandable. Then the third mate questions, sir, why did less than 20 meters in length and sailing vessel and engaged in fishing can use the inshore traffic zone? That's very unfair. Then the captain says, okay, don't worry, we'll explain you soon. For now, remember the point D2. Notwithstanding this particular paragraph, D1, a vessel may use inshore traffic zone when en route to, from a port, offshore installation or structure, pilot station or any other place situated within the inshore traffic zone, or to avoid immediate danger. So the rules are not unfair basically, what this point is saying. That you can come inside to avoid immediate danger. And of course, this territory belongs to this offshore units and pilot stations. And if you have a business in this area, then you obviously can enter the inshore traffic zone. Nobody is going to stop you. So remember D1 and D2. Without any particular business, please do not enter unless you have a business there or you're in danger. This is what D says. Otherwise, they'll bark at you and throw you away. So D for dog, who will bark at you and take you out of inshore traffic zone. And just in case you're interested, this is what inshore zone is. The lines marked in black. Then the next point is point E. E for elephant. And as per this, it says, do not be an elephant entering anywhere you feel like. So they say a vessel other than crossing vessel or vessel joining or leaving the lane shall not enter a separation zone or cross a separation line except in case of emergency to avoid immediate danger and to engage in fishing within a separation zone. Then the third mate is getting angry. So why is this rule so unfair? We are only supposed to stay in the lane, and the vessel engaged in fishing, even at one point these vessel less than 20 meters and sailing vessels, they were allowed in the inshore zone, and now fishing vessel is allowed to engage in the separation line and separation zone. Why is it so unfair, sir? Captain advises the third mate not to be too judgmental and wait for this complete rule to unfold. He explains, see, E for elephant, remember that. Don't be an elephant. If you can go within the traffic lane itself very, very safely, then why do you need to go into the zone and separation line? Unless there is an emergency, in which case you are allowed, and it is allowed for the fishing vessels who are engaged in fishing operation. Then the point F, the most favorite word of this whole world, fuck. So if a vessel is navigating in areas near the termination of traffic separation scheme, shall do so with a particular caution. That be cautious when you're navigating near the termination. That means a lot of traffic is expected who are coming to join the lane from many directions. They may be coming from north, south. So when you are navigating near the area of termination, then do so with a particular caution. Otherwise, you are fucked. Third mate laughs, and captain comes to the next point. G. G for go away. And if you have seen my other video on rule number 9, point G is almost similar there also. So all the navigators know it very well. In the coastal waters, if you anchor for unnecessary reasons, even if the depth is okay, the ground is okay, there are no cables there, still a vessel is always told to go away. So this is point G for TSS, common with rule number 9, point G, that a vessel shall, so far as practicable, avoid anchoring in the TSS or in areas near its termination. Then the next point is point H. H stands for hut. In Hindi we say hut hut, that move away from this place. Or you can say hush, hush, hush away. So what this basically is saying is a vessel which is not using the traffic separation scheme shall avoid it by as wide a margin as is practicable. So basically hush, hush away. If you're not using the lane, then be sure you're maintaining a good amount of distance from the lane. Then the captain confirms from the third mate, did he understand all the points? And third mate looked very confident. And then he says, okay, so far you are saying the rule is unfair. So here is rule number I and J for you. I says, a vessel engaged in fishing shall not impede passage of any vessel following a traffic lane. That means they will not unnecessarily stand within the lane and obstructing the way of any vessel which is following a traffic lane. That is the reason they have been given the separation zone and separation line for fishing activities. And the point J is a vessel less than 20 meters in length or a sailing vessel shall not impede the safe passage of a power driven vessel following a traffic lane. So again, if a power driven vessel is there in the TSS, which we are, and if there is a sailing vessel and a vessel less than 20 meters in length, they will not impede our passage. That's why they have been given the freedom to go to the inshore traffic zone. To code this up, you can say, okay, you can tell the fishing vessels, stay inside, I for inside. So if you see a fishing vessel which is impeding your passage, you can tell them, stay inside your separation zone and separation line. Do not come inside the lane. And if you see a vessel less than 20 meters in length or a sailing vessel, then you can call them jackasses. J for jackasses. Go into the inshore zone. Stop impeding my way as required by these rules. Third mate laughs and captain clarifies. See, but you need to remember, if they do not move away from your passage, if they still impede your passage, then you have to follow the A, point A, the most important one. You are not relieved of your obligation to keep out of their way as per rule number 18. So finally, I summarize TSS. There are 10 points which are important. 2 are not so important. So because ram vessel anyways will continue doing their work to an extent necessary to carry out the operation. And the remaining 10 points starts like this. Point A is like starting learning a language from scratch. First thing you need to remember is this rule applies to traffic separation scheme adopted by the organization and does not relieve you of your obligation under any other rule. Point B is logical thinking. You proceed in your lane, you keep away from the line and zone, and if you have to join or leave, do it at the termination of lane. And if you're obliged to do so in the middle, do so at a small angle. And B stands for baby steps. C for cat, cross the lane like a cat at right angle without bothering much traffic unless you have an option not to do so. Point number D stands for dog. The inshore separation guys will bark at you like a dog unless you have a business there. Or, however, vessels less than 20 meters in length and fishing vessels may use inshore traffic zone, and you can also use to avoid immediate danger, or if you have a business in that area. E stands for elephant. Do not be an elephant and entering the separation zone and separation line. Only fishing vessels are allowed to go there for engaging in fishing activities. Point F stands for FUGD. If you are navigating near the area of termination of a TSS, then do so with a particular caution, otherwise, you can be FUGD. G stands for go away, which is the answer you get when you are trying to anchor without any business from a lot of coastal states. So, as far as practicable, avoid anchoring in the TSS or in areas near its termination. H stands for hut or hush away, hush. And if you're not using the TSS, avoid it by a wide margin. I stands for inside. You're telling the fishing vessels that do not impede my passage, stay inside your separation line and separation zone. J, you're calling vessel less than 20 meters in length and sailing vessel jackasses for impeding your passage because you're a power driven vessel. The jackasses move away. Now, finally, the last 2 points again. So, the ram vessels, the kind of vessels like operation for the maintenance of safety of navigation and for laying, servicing, or pickup of submarine cables, which are both jobs mostly authorized by the coastal authorities. That's why they are exempted to comply with the rules of TSS to an extent necessary to carry out the operation. I hope this was a useful video for you and you'll remember this easily. If you have any comment, feedback, or a suggestion for a particular topic that you find difficult to remember, then please comment below. I always reply to those. Thank you for watching.